So always get a little table and chair. And now I have no tables and no chairs. Good morning. I have to really be in a not comfortable spot today. Good morning. But you know what? We're gonna make it work. C'est la vie, Mary, c'est la vie. Good to see you, Mish. Good morning, Autumn. Good morning, Cake. Carol, sorry. Good morning, Carol and Catherine Drew. Beltway Motors, welcome. Always having my table and chair out there. You know what? You know how good you got it until it's gone. You don't know how good you got it until it's gone. Good morning, John. Good morning, Fire Maz Joe and NYC Pat. Welcome. Good to see you, Margie Blonde Phyllis. Every morning I usually get a table and a chair, but there's somebody sitting in that table and chair this morning. Boy, good to see RK8, John the Beagle Dad. Let's get things going. I had the commute from hell. Is it raining here? No, it's a beautiful, beautiful blue skies today. No chance of rain until Friday. Sorry, Thursday night going into Friday. Don't you know I was on the Weather Channel? Good to see you there. Activity 79 at Arjan. One Man's Wish. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. So, I had the absolute commute from hell yesterday. So, swiped on. I was actually had a fun interaction with that lady who told me to quiet down at the end of the live stream. And good morning there, Lori. So I had a interesting interaction with the lady who told me to be quiet. And I said, it's your plaza now. It's your plaza. So I'm out of here. Enjoy your plaza. And she seemed very annoyed, but I don't give a fuck. Anyway, hopped onto the phone with the Duchess. Started planning out our way home. Linda, good to see you, Linda. Good to see you, Kaz. Good to see you, Flo. And hold on one second. Let me put you guys on the thing here. People are sensitive. I mean, she wanted me to get him, Cujo. Get him, Cujo. Get him. Hold on. Let me get my thing. Let me get my thing so I don't have to hold this. We could do story time here really quick. I miss my table and chair. I miss my table and chair. I have all my stuff here with me today because I'm hoping to do a bike ride today. Not with the new bike, but with one of my company bikes. All right, this is like truly the commute from hell, guys. This is how much I love you guys and how dedicated I am to doing live streams and to making content. You hate that, Karens? Yeah. All right, good to see you, Kaz. All right, so the audacity of people, right? So I hopped, called up the Duchess. Called up the Duchess, and so we could. We always coordinate our commute home. So I'm on the phone with her. It is, and I looked it up just now. It was 4:48, right? So I swiped on at 4, tapped on at 4:48, and went downstairs. And there's already a lot of people on the platform. That's very unusual for 5th Avenue, 59th Street, for the N and the W trains. So that's already weird, right? So a lot of people waiting down there. and start talking about dinner. Good to see you, Sierra. And start getting everything planned out. Then we're just on the phone talking, and then while we're on the phone, we get our first announcement that the R, W, and N trains are delayed because of a smoke condition in at Lexington Avenue and 59th Street. So okay, there's no trains, but on the app, the train's saying that they're 1 minute away, 2 minutes away. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait this out because I'm really fucking tired. I did 21,000 steps yesterday, and I was really tired. My ankle was I have like a little bit of a bum ankle. Once you get above 20,000 steps, it begins to hurt. So here we go. So next thing you know, I'm waiting some more. And then we went from a smoke condition and a fire condition at Lex 59th Street to now a loss of power at Lexington 59th Street. All right. Next thing you know, I have been standing in one spot on that platform for 1 hour. 1 hour. Okay. I'm still determined to just wait it out. I end up getting a seat and a bench, and I sit down, and then another hour and 20 minutes passes. So that is right. I waited at 59th Street, 5th Avenue for 2 hours and 25 minutes. That is the same amount of time for me to get all the way home to the West End. Good to see you, Disco Bowl. Get some coffee for me, please. So I kind of snapped because I was really tired. I was really hungry. And, it's a 100-year-old system, so, you can't. Oh, by the way, Uber home train, man, just to, give you an idea how big New York City is. Because, just take an Uber. An Uber would have cost me $120. So, anyway. My name is not Michael, train man. My name is not Michael. Anyway. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Lizzie. So, I decided to take the express bus home. And the express bus was a nice, quiet ride. Not that many people, I was surprised that not that many people went over there, considering that at the same time this happened, my alternative route, which would have been the F train, the F train had issues too as well. So, hold on one second. Train man thinks he's funny. Train man, you're not funny. Mafangulo, all right? Mafangulo. Anyway. I did not get home last night until almost 9 o'clock at night. Almost 9 o'clock. My commute started at this is rounded up 4:50, and I did not get home until almost 9 o'clock. It was a commute from hell. But I realized what I should have done was live stream it. Good morning, Robert. I should have live streamed it. That probably would have made it a little bit better. I might have made $1 or $2 off of it as well. But that's my dedication for you guys on the live stream. That is my dedication for you guys. I'm not going to sleep on live stream and expect 30,000 subscribers. I'm not going to just literally do nothing on live stream and expect people to watch me. My dedication to entertaining you guys is paramount, and it's the motivation that keeps me going. So for all you channel members out there, I really do appreciate you guys. For everyone who leaves super chats and PayPals, I really do appreciate you guys. That really does make me push a little bit harder to give you nothing but the best. But it was a tough commute last night. Good to see you, Stefan, out there in Rochester, New York. Good to see you, Quacky, out there in the Netherlands. But now, all of a sudden, we're back. We made it back. I felt like I literally hopped off the express bus, and then now I was back on the express bus coming in. The express bus is really nice, by the way. If you don't know what it is, it's $7. Here's the annoying thing. Here's the annoying thing. Hold on one second. Here's the annoying thing. Um, when I walked out of the station after waiting there for 2 hours and 20 minutes, I asked because they had like an MTA guy there, a customer service representative, up there at the turnstiles. So then I asked him, is there any way I could get a refund for this? And he says, oh, you didn't listen to me, and you tapped on, and you had your headphones in your ear. And I'm like, I tapped on at 4:50. The issue did not arise officially until 4:55. And actually, my headphones, while in my ears, I was not listening to music. I was talking to my wife. And if there was any customer service people by the turnstiles, I probably would have stopped and looked around and paid attention. But he just assumed that I wasn't listening. And good to see you, Dan. Welcome. Good morning. So I found him to be extremely rude, but I was so tired. That would have made good content, though. I'm not going to lie. I probably would have. Me flipping out on him, which I get it. It's his job to be a complete fucking stunad. Anyway, can you shout out? No, I can't shout out Mofungo. I'm sorry, man. Anyway. I don't expect people to subscribe to this channel if I don't put out nothing but high quality content. Good morning, Hank. Last Friday, coming home from Coney, this person was complaining about yapping on the bus. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. What was it? There's always people yapping on that bus, Joe. And happy birthday, Margie Blah. Margie Blah, is it really your birthday, Margie? Margie Blah, you're a channel member. I get to sing you happy birthday, Margie. Why do kids think making fun of race is funny? I really don't get that. Oh, but we did it, and we got to do another day today. I know I have a fairly decent-sized group with me this morning. Did you enjoy the last fireworks at Coney? Me too. We have a pretty decent-sized group this morning, so that's going to be good. And then after that, I think I'm going to borrow a company bike, and we're going to do a bike ride around the city. I don't even know where we're going to go. So that's going to be fun. Unless the welder has taken care of my bike, which I don't think that's going to happen until Friday. Tomorrow, we're going to most likely, if I don't have to come into work, we're going to be out in Queens again. And I think we'll do something fun in Queens. Go on a little nice walkie adventure, because I think we're going to have a photo shoot to take care of tomorrow. And then Saturday, I don't think I'm working Saturday, so I don't know what I'm going to do on Saturday. I love when people stare at me when I do this. It's like, what are you staring at? Anyway, by the way, this is the Tweed Courthouse right here. And the Tweed Courthouse here is probably one of the most infamously over-budgeted buildings here in New York City. So I might as well. Let's go into tour guide mode, okay? It took 14 years to build the Brooklyn Bridge. It took 17 years to build this little courthouse right here behind me. It's named after William Marcy Tweed, better known as Boss Tweed. And in my humble opinion, Boss Tweed is probably the most corrupt politician in all of New York City history. So when construction begins on this courthouse back in 1861, Boss Tweed decides to get all his friends in on the job. So they totally fix the prices. So if a window costs $40, no, it costs $80. If a chair costs $40, no, it costs $80. This next amount of money I am not adjusting for inflation. But they paid a stonemason $373,000 for 10 days of work for this building right here. Now, back in the 1800s, in the 1860s and 70s, right across the street over here is Park Row, and that's where all the newspapers are. So the New York Times found out what was going on in the construction of this courthouse, and in 1871 they decided to call out Boss Tweed on all of his thievery of the city funds of New York. So for an entire month, the New York Times added a bright orange piece of paper to the daily newspaper, and it was basically a price list of everything that the city paid for and all of the actual items cost. It was the boss's last stand. Boss Tweed is quickly arrested and convicted of capital theft and even murder, and he's sent upstate to Sing Sing prison to bust boulders. Now, if you can imagine, he was a fat old man, 76 years of age, and if you can imagine, this fat old drunk of a man broke out of prison and made his way down to Florida. He is on the run from the authorities for 2 years. In that time, he has lots of relations with various women along the way, getting drunk, drinking all the wine he could drink, and he makes his way down to Florida. He first tries to hop on a steamship to go out to Cuba. That doesn't work out. So he ends up hopping on a steamship and ends up going out to Spain. Now, back in the day, a lot of people couldn't read, or a lot of people really didn't understand what was going on here in the halls of government. So in order to describe what was going on in government, we basically we would describe it through an illustration or a cartoon. And Thomas Nash was probably one of the best illustrators of his time. And hold on, there you go. And so you can see that these drawings that Thomas Nash did, they kind of went viral for their day. They went all around the world, and by far, Boss Tweed was the most famous, was the most favorite person of Thomas to draw. So he would always draw Boss Tweed kind of like a slob, kind of drunk with the king's crown to his side, not really knowing what the hell he's doing. My favorite drawing is all the members of state government all standing around in a circle, and they're all going like this, they're all pointing at each other, and it always comes back to Boss Tweed at the end. So you can say that these drawings went viral for their day. So when Boss Tweed arrives in Spain, one of the dock workers actually recognizes Boss Tweed and is quickly rearrested and sent back here to New York City. And this time around, we decided to keep Boss Tweed close to the city. We actually kept him inside the city, not that far from here, in the Ludlow Street Prison. The Ludlow Street Prison, a prison that Boss Tweed opened up himself as a New York State Senator in 1855. So now, in the end, he has to pay this money back to the city of New York. All of his friends in business and government and his family, they all abandon him. In the end, he's a lonely, penniless old man. But in the end, he does have a few friends, and that is his friends in the Ludlow Street Prison. He had lots of stories talking about, various relations with women and getting drunk and having a good time. And in the end, just 2-3 years later, he dies in the Ludlow Street Prison. But that's the story of the building here, right behind me. I'm trying to give you guys decent content. Good to see you, Sally Skipico. Good to see you, One Man's Wish. Good to see you, Moonplane, the backup accounts, and Dave out there in Georgia. Do you like that story, Dave? I'm not going to sleep on live stream and expect 30,000 subscribers. All right, people? New York City is the history of this nation. Okay? New York City is older than this nation. So what happens here in New York goes out to the rest of the country 2-3 years later. But I love that story. All right, I have a lot of people, so let me get my money ready for my Gatorade, and then we can get going. But yes, William Marcy Tweed, Boss Tweed, everybody. He's the reason why we have gun laws, and it's called Sullivan's Law. Exactly, it's true. It's true. Stop me, stop me. Stop me if you really stop before, stop me, and stop me. Stop me if you really before. I'm a great storyteller. I'm okay. I could be better. I could be better. I could be better. All right, kids. Let's go to work. If everything goes according to plan, we'll be back on later on this afternoon, probably around 1:30. And I want to take you guys on a bike ride. This guy is still sitting in my chair and table. Yeah, he's from the butcher from the Gangs of New York. That's right. Gangs of New York has a couple of historical inaccuracies because there's a couple of characters in Gangs of New York that actually never interacted together because they're like 50, 60 years apart. So I would say the movie Gangs of New York is like 60% accurate. So I know, right, investigator? How dare he? How dare he? But Quacky, I have no choice. I have no choice but to kick some ass today. I have no choice. Good morning, Joe. Good morning. Let's make this money. I mean, granted, yesterday was a kick-ass live stream yesterday. Yesterday was a kick-ass live stream. And I'm so happy that I don't have to wake up at 6:15 tomorrow morning. I get to sleep in. You know, you actually guys, to be honest, when I have my full schedule, this is why I only work 3 days in a row and then I take a break, because after 3 days, everything really becomes a blur. So, any advice on how to keep inspired and creative? Never stop learning. Never stop learning. It's hump day for you. Awesome. Never stop learning. Always nourish your brain with new thoughts, new ideas, and new ways of doing things. Always try to self improve and make it like try to always best your efficiency. And that's what's going to always keep the creative juices flowing and keeping you inspired. But always, never stop learning. Like, that's my number one rule, is never stop learning. You always gotta keep like reading stuff and watching videos and, you know, never stop learning. Yeah, there were a lot of surprises yesterday. The art studio was great. The Weather Channel interview was really hilarious. It was a fun day. How did this conversation end with the crazy lady yesterday? I mean, I just told her that, you know, the public plaza is hers again. And she seemed to have really, you know, she was by herself, by the way. So she was just sitting there, who knows how many goddamn hours. I kind of feel bad for the woman, I'm not gonna lie. Because she's probably there all by herself all day long, and I don't think she has any friends or family or anything like that, so. But you're more than welcome there, Fire Master Joe. There's never a day when you can't learn something new. That's what keeps me inspired. I'm always like learning how things work, and I'm always reading stuff, and I mean, I really do live in the 1860s. I'm always like reading stuff about those times and learning how these people lived and how far we've come. And also, in order, if you really want to keep inspired and keep those creative juices flowing, just be grateful about stuff. You know, don't take anything for granted. You know, just be grateful and generous to yourself and with others. It's really easy to be a cynic and kind of just, you know, sarcastic about the world. It's easy to do that, but that kind of stifles creative growth
and creativity and inspiration. So, and this is the time of year when, as we build up to that 24th anniversary of September 11th, this is when I'm especially like very introspectful about where I've come in my life and what I'm doing. So anyway, guys, you gotta have a great day, okay? You're gonna have a great day. You're gonna have a fantastic day. It's gonna be very prosperous, very beautiful, and very creative. And yeah, have yourself a beautiful and fantastic New York day, whether you can afford to live here or not. Hug your loved ones, cherish those beautiful moments. And I will see you later, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.